Alright.
We're live. Welcome back to another Tatts and Tarrasques. When last we left our heroes, they were deep in the Underdark of the Wallstone Caverns, the tunnels chasing after Droki the Derro, thief, a trickster, a trader, a smuggler, and now also a corpse. He had stolen something very valuable from the party, something that they had already stolen from someone else. Now they got it back, although in slightly used condition. Perhaps not as many cartridges left.
I think I have like one cartridge left.
I think you've maybe got two. We'll see. Yeah. In that same area, though, they found the derro down here. Derro were buying guard bears from the Ghostblade Duergar, the psychic Duergar, who the party had been sent down here to sort of track and follow, as there was a rumor that they had stolen a dragon egg, and it seems that they had also been stealing other animals that they were selling down here in the Underdark. From there, the party had made the decision to sort of hole up for the evening, rest some of their weary heads, bandage some of their wounds, and you all made it through the evening successfully. So you can hit that long rest button if you haven't already. However,
way ahead of you.
I would like you all to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, man.
He gives us the carrot, then he hits us with the stick.
Yeah. I'll hit a con save.
The game
15
still
for
paused
me.
for me.
16.
Hang on. I'm still getting my
You've got to
page
hit a
up 'cause
con
the
save in
game's-
RL.
Yeah, the
Jacob.
game's... I fucking do. I fucking do. My characters... Come on, load up. Old boy Winnie. Saving throws. Constitution saving throw, was it?
No, I just hit a Constitution roll.
I got a 22.
So in the time that you're meditating and the others are kind of resting up.
I just want to point out real quick. I made a Constitution roll, not a save. The save would be an 18.
That's fine. That's perfect. That's you all saved. You all did very, very well, and I'm proud of you. So you all only take 2 poison damage, as
What?
Yeah. The
Okay.
time spent down here, you realize that this part of the caves, of the tunnels, there seems to be some sort of fetid air settling around you. And as you sort of wake up after your sort of rest, you're feeling rested and rejuvenated, but then there's a little bit of, a little bit of something just sort of in your lungs, making life not very useful. So that's poison damage, if that makes a difference. Just as you kind of wake up, you're not feeling, you're not feeling 100% perfect. The air down here is not brilliant. And as well, all the corpses around you are probably not helping in any regard either.
Oh yeah, we didn't clean up the mess. We just went to sleep.
Oh no, like Pauly straight up, like, nestled in up like onto the dudes, like he's just murdered. Like he's just happy. Made a nest out of corpses.
There we go.
And I found some other notes of what other things you found. So when you opened up Droki's pouch, Pauly, and mostly you found just sort of dead cockroaches and bugs and stuff. One of the things you found on the where is he? Droki.
Dan, I don't think I'm on the same page as everybody else.
Oh.
Because I can only see me and Timmy on the page. Oh, there you are. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. Never mind.
Probably just blind because it's a dark area.
Maybe.
Oh, that too, I think, actually. Yeah, they were just outside your sight range.
Oh, okay. All right, that'll do.
Hi.
Sorry. Please continue.
Winfred wakes up going like, oh no, they've all left me.
Oh, not again.
Actually, I'm resistant to poison because I got that ring on.
Oh, there you go. You only take one damage.
Just like I looked at my character sheet, I'm like, defense is poison. I'm like, oh, that's right. So what did I find in the other guy's stuff?
Yeah, I had the where is it? Here we go. So you found so his collection of dead vermin, spiders, centipedes, and the like in various stages of decomposition.
Wait, what the fuck?
You find a page. What you thought was just sort of like some skin turns out to actually folds out. It's a page of lizard skin parchment. Held together between two leather covers from two different books. You open it up, and the pages are just full of mad scribbles, and possibly arcane formulas.
I'll chuck that to our resident sorcerer.
And I will make an Arcana check on this.
Literally, just like I'm straight up rifling through the shit. Like,
Yeah.
I like scroll. I'm like, Sorn, just like throw it behind me.
Got it.
Sorn, give me an Arcana check.
That was a 13.
13. So you think that this might be some kind of spell book? The mad scribbles, though, are kind of hard to decipher, and you think you'll probably need some time, maybe away from this place, to be able to sort of go through it. But if you want to put down lizard skin spell book or something like that,
Yep, I will add that to my...
It seems to contain 2 spells, and though I guess you're not a wizard, so it's very difficult for you to. You don't really cast spells from a spell book, but
No.
there might be ways that you can convert them into scrolls, perhaps, or find a wizard to transcribe them for you. You also find a small copper tube, and you pop that open, and there's sort of 4 small pouches, each pouch containing what appear to be toenail clippings and skin flecks.
Gross.
So these are all like, I mean, from the basic things that Pauly would know about magic. These are the things that like Sorn and like Thorendir use to like help make their spells work. I'm gonna guess.
Each pouch seems to be tagged with some kind of word, and there's a small scroll rolled up in the tube that you're able to sort of slide out, and it sort of the names or the words on that match the names on the bags.
Right. All right. I'll probably repackage. I'll repackage that copper tube and then chuck that also to Sorn.
Yep.
That is in Pauly's wheelhouse. Wrong kind of shiny.
Alright, so I'll add another custom item.
Yep.
Copper tube.
You notice one of the because it's sort of in a combination of Underdark script and sort of weird derro bullshit. One of the names is Dorun, and the description. So there's sort of some notes about a description that seem to kind of match up with the stone giant you met in the marketplace.
Oh, maybe this is like ransom shit. So it's like, they have like they have like a hex on them.
Can I make an Arcana check on that to see if there's anything I can do with that currently?
Yep. If you can describe it to me in not
I want
Arcana
to
check terms.
I want to look over it and like with the inscription and all the papers and stuff that are around it. I want to try and like compare the notes to it and see if there's any sort of like magical properties to it that could be affecting someone somewhere or could affect someone somewhere in some way.
Yep. With an 18, whilst you don't detect any magic specifically coming off these things right now, you are certainly aware of the idea of certain magics that require you to have a piece of someone to be able to impart some kind of curse or
That's what I was
spell
thinking,
upon
like a
them.
hex.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, because I can just remove the curse if it was currently active.
I just want to rifle through all the shit, but I just want to also once we all walked up and we've done all that rifling, I do want to walk down here and just see where this kind of goes.
The other thing you do find on the grey ghost that you murdered to get the boomcree, he also had a sort of a lump of black metal that seemed to be sort of almost like a shard of metal that had splintered off like wood, yet it was obviously clearly, a piece of metal. So you'd think it wouldn't splinter like wood. That sort of is a charcoaly dark grey. Seemingly black. I mean, everything's kind of grey and black down here. But sort of a heavy piece of a metal shard.
So metal shard, okay.
Yep, black metal shard.
Alright, I'll just put that in my inventory.
Cool. Alright, so where were you investigating? You're heading out looking to the east, is that right?
Yes.
Let's look at my map and see where we are. I hope you're all making maps at home. You've got your little graph paper out, tracking where you all are. I bet Winfred is.
I'm definitely not. Look, the captain doesn't draw the maps. There's the navigator. The navigator does that.
Yeah.
I don't have a job on the ship yet. I'm just here.
That's true.
I just steer the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Is that what a navigator is? Pauly, you lied to me.
Hey, you do a lot of cute drawings, okay?
So you head out to sort of the east entrance of this cavern in particular.
Oh, the bears.
The bears will probably follow me loosely.
Yeah, the bears kind of follow Winfred around a little bit. They keep a little bit of distance from each other to a certain extent, but they do sort of follow him.
So, to free up sort of congestion on the map, can we safely assume that, outside of combat, they just follow us loosely?
Yes, yeah. And they're not... at least one of them is sort of a little bit more stays with you. The other two are kind of giving you a bit of distance.
I think it was the cave bear.
Yeah.
That was sticking by my side. And I was, talking to him like you would talk to a puppy.
So as you head east a little bit, let me actually pull up see if this will work.
Dude, I can't see shit.
So this map is a 1 to 5 scale, so you'll notice that each square is 25 feet. Not that you have to move, you're not in combat, so you don't really worry about speed, but just to give you a sense of scale of...
So we came from up here.
Correct. You came from sort of the northwest.
Right.
And you saw that Droki was trying to sort of squeeze through a tunnel to the southwest, and then... but you think to move through there, you would have to be much smaller than you currently are, and the bears...
Are those mushrooms there?
I took a bunch of them.
And then there's to the southeast, the cavern obviously continues winding through. There are many sort of different ways through this.
Would I be able to squeeze my way through that gap, being as slender as I am?
To the southwest, no. So even Droki was having trouble.
That's why he got deaded.
Yes.
He got stuck.
Yeah.
Shishka Droki.
Okay.
I would suggest we just go southeast.
Mushrooms from the last cabin we were in. I sort of put them in my food pouch.
Hold on eating that though, just because it's going to be hard to feed mushrooms like that to the bears, and then explaining to the bears that why they're tiny now.
Or to their point of view, why the world just got big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, why am I a bear cub? Okay.
Otherwise, we're gonna have to deal with a fucking bear cult eventually that believes that they found the fountain of bear youth. You know what I mean? Like, they're all gonna think they've been reverted back to bear cubs from their size. It's not worth it.
No.
Yeah, it is a bit. Yeah, that's a bit much.
I don't want to deal with the bear cult.
Now, as sort of the new dawn, although it's still dark, it's underground.
I can't see anything, so I'm just gonna follow the smell of Pauly and Sorn.
I will pop up some dancing lights as well.
Oh yeah, what did I do that? How did I do that for you?
It was just a couple of little globules that just follow me. If you just pop one up, one will do.
Yeah. Does that one give off light? No. What's the light radius of these things?
30
dim.
Yeah, or something like that.
Cool. You see that now?
Oh, 10 foot. 10 foot dim.
Oh, we'll do 30 because you guys are on a weird map. So Winfred should be able to see that light at least.
I can see the light, but not much else.
All right. There seems to be 3 paths here.
Well, yeah. So what kind of conversation is occurring between?
Probably. I definitely would have wanted to hear about what happened, like with the bears. Because I was not focused on the bears whatsoever, and why we have 3 bears following us now. The bears were just big furry blurs, and I'm used to one big furry blur as it is, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a lot of trouble doing the Winfred voice, so I'm just gonna like talk in the third person for this session, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
But Winfred's just going to explain to Pauly that these bears were kept in cages when they should be free animals.
Right.
And they should be in the wild, and
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best to return them to.
Do we reckon there's any more bears around?
I dare say they would be.
Well, do you wanna use that perfectly good schnoz of yours and then tell us
Yeah,
which way
I probably
we should
could.
go?
Probably could.
Because you can't see it there, Mr. Winfred. There's 3 paths that are coming out. You got to get some of these fancy goggles like I got. Helps us upside to see good.
I got 8 and 8, so it's
Technically a lucky number.
12s.
That's right. So your nose is sort of assaulted with a number of smells, Winfred. Obviously, the smell of pain, fear, and bareness is quite pungent as it's following you around. Even as you walk away from that area, the stench still lingers.
I turn around to Pauly and I just say, Pauly, it smells like shit in here. I can't smell anything.
You do smell through one of the corridors further to sort of the southwest.
Apart from that one specific thing.
Yeah. You smell there is sort of it's almost like a burning kind of smell, or like a burnt smell coming from the southwest. With only a 12, you kind of smell to the south, as much as the air here is kind of stale and terrible, and it has sort of been burning your lungs. There is sort of a faint breeze coming from the south, perhaps. And then towards the northeast passage, there does seem to you do sort of smell more of that Duragar smell, like there had been Duragars this way at some point.
Okay, I'm just going to relay all of that to them. It is difficult to smell things in this cave because it smells like shit, but I can smell these specific things in these directions.
The Duragars were the ones that were hurting the bears, so probably that's where they're going to be.
I back that comment, definitely.
So what do you reckon?
I will agree. So everything smells like shit, but this way smells more like shit than the others.
Correct.
Extra shit.
All right,
Extra
let's
shit.
go for the more shit.
Okay.
Let's go.
Alright. So you start making your way through the tunnels. I'm just going to roll some dice here.
Bro, my fucking light.
Winfred's walked off the path and is headed south.
However, my bad.
Here you go, follow the light. Come back.
Yeah, everyone's like, we're going to follow the shit. And Winfred just starts walking down the wrong corridor.
I can't, my excuse is I can't see anything, so I'm following smells, and everything smells like shit. So
Yeah. Okay.
This is a very fucking labyrinthy cave.
Oh yeah. So
I don't like labyrinths anymore with how often you like to throw slimes at us.
That's right. Winfred, you step into this corridor and you smell that the 3 of you have been here yesterday. To east, your nose memory points you in the direction of that water fountain. And to the west, obviously, is how you made your way down to the pens last time.
okay. Which way do we want to go, folks?
Up ahead, ahead of you, you start smelling another odor on the air. It sort of reeks of death and decomposed flesh.
Okay.
It sort of overpowers everything else.
Thanks. I want to check this out.
I mean, look, I agree. You know what I mean? Like, there's something of death and decomposed flesh, and we're chasing fucking these Duragar little pricks around.
Okay.
And we are mighty adventurers, and we are looking for this dragon egg still.
I'm following the party on this one.
I want to be a dragon daddy. I want us to all be dragon daddies.
Alright, so is that
I want this to be a new age party, boys. Okay?
Is that to our right or directly ahead of us still?
It's directly ahead of you, the smell. In fact, Sorn, even when you start getting this close, you start smelling it as well. It's not just Winfred's schnoz. And Pauly, I don't know what bird noses are like.
No, we use our eyes more.
Yeah. So you see, or sort of start walking forward, and ahead of you is an enormous pit that reeks of death and decomposed flesh. There's sort of a bit of a glow, so even Winfred, you can sort of see in this room. There's the glow of the different mosses and fungi down here. As you enter in, you see up on the ledge up top of this up on the top of the pit to the west. There is a derro. Sort of up there, up on the ledge, looking down at you. And the ledge itself is lined with pointy bits of scrap metal that have been sort of like stuck in the wall.
Is it similar to the scrap metal that I've got?
From your distance, you can't tell. But before you move too deep into the room, I'm going to say you're sort of standing at the edge of this sort of larger chamber.
Just here? Sure, yep.
Yeah, because you see quite clearly there are what appear to be 3 Duragar standing in this room, in the pit, down on the same level as you, as well as 4... I need to work out what these things are. For sort of, do you remember the sort of blind giant kind of creatures? Yeah. 4 of those, and as you sort of walk slowly and softly into this room, they sort of turn, and you can see from their face, like their skin is falling off, and their eyes sort of like a milky. The Duragars, their eyes are milky white, and they seem to be sort of shuffling and shambling around.
How does the one up at the top of the pit look? Does he also look in the same level of like decomposure?
No, he's looking down on you and these things, and you see a wicked grin move across his face as he kind of points at you guys, and then he holds a finger up to his lips. And sort of grinning mischievously, just gives you a silent.
Let's have a look. That's not a good idea. In these cases, I really wish I had Misty Step, and not Thunder Step.
The problem is we have fucking like 3 massive bears behind us. Oh, actually, bears are stealthy. Let's be honest here, actually.
Yeah.
Bears can sneak up on you.
Yeah.
Like,
all right,
well,
I was gonna teleport.
I've rolled better than you, so like.
Well, actually, Sorn, I mean, we can't see that. I shouldn't even be saying that. I'll just be quiet until I'm told otherwise.
Yeah.
I'll make a stealth roll as well and move about the room.
Okay. I'm gonna see these.
Are we being sneaky? Is that the plan? Like, I mean, I'm probably like whisper. Actually, like whisper this. Are we being sneaky? Were you gonna fight these guys?
My hood's up, so everyone just assume as long as my hood's up, I'm being sneaky.
Okay, cool. I'm totally making a stealth check. I see you guys make a stealth check, and then I make a stealth check.
The noise of the critical hit awakens the zombies.
I got a 19.
Very good.
13.
All right. I want to like make my way around this chamber a little bit. And does it look like there'd be a way up to the top of the pit that I could traverse?
No. Well, there is, but it would be difficult as there are these sort of shards of metal and scrap that have been either glued or soldered to the wall itself. You think you could try and climb up it, but you'd have to be careful, and if you're not careful, you could get cut by the sort of jagged pieces of metal.
When would I see him?
I'd tell you. I'd point him out and say there's someone up there.
I'm going to follow these guys, but I want to let it be known that I'm doing the stealth noises that Kronk makes in Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
I'll point him out to Pauly and just say that there seems to be a derro up there. He looks very different to the others, but he's signaled for us to be quiet. So maybe we just turn around and we make our way back out of this cabin.
Is there any other way around this cabin or no?
There seems to be the only other obvious exit in this is up that cliff, all the way you came.
Okay.
All right.
Honestly, I don't think we have any business in here anymore. We came, we saw, we conquered. Let's go home.
I'll tell Winfred and Pauly.
We're looking for a dragon egg.
There is a way that I can get up there, but I don't want you or the bears in this room because it's going to make a lot of sound.
I could throw you.
I mean, I can fly up there with a rope. That's literally what I'm like a better plan to do.
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's do the whole like Final Fantasy VII like fucking ability check to get him up on that cliff without making a sound.
Oh, Pauly can just fly up there. Pauly can fly up with a rope. You can climb up with the rope, and then once you're up there, I can just teleport.
And we need to do stupid.
Okay, all right, done. Deal.
Thing is to make
no. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. All right, 1 second. All right, I'm going to pull out my 50 feet of hempen rope, and I'm going to put the one end of the rope.
Actually, wait.
Into Winfred's mouth.
Hold up. Hear me out for a second.
Winfred just does as he's told. Like, all right, what the fuck?
So, how much does Winfred weigh?
About 900 pounds.
That idea won't work. I don't think I could carry 900 pounds.
It's roughly like just under 2 ton. He's a large lad.
Yeah, no. I don't think if I had more strength, I might be. If I was Ymir with Thunderstep, I could teleport you up there.
Yeah,
but if teleport one willing creature that weighs less than what I can carry.
Yeah, but if you had wheels, you'd be a bicycle. So
this is true. Yeah. You never know. I might get a curse of the wheels.
That's a great video. All right, so I'm gonna put one end of this hempen rope into Winfred's mouth, and then I'm gonna like signal with hand signals, like that I want him to like throw me like a football, so I can get like a better glide going.
Okay.
There's no fucking flapping to take off that would make noise. Yeah, that's
correct. Now, that's what I mean. There's no flapping or
Winfred has never played football, but you make that like arm gesture, and he's like, "Oh, like a javelin."
Did you yell that out, or you just
No. He says this. He says this in his head. He does the whole like.
He almost says it,
and then like ushers you.
Oh
like,
yeah, no, we all like hush him up, like
he like ushers you over to like an open area, and then like picks you up by the thorax and sort of just like yeets you like a javelin.
As he lets go, he goes yeet.
No. Silent yeet. Silent yeet.
Well, you have rope in your mouth, so I mean, you know.
Yeah. I do all of this with the.
Yeah, the other side of the rope is like I'll tie it around my waist.
Yeah. So I'm throwing Pauly like a javelin. This is like fucking pure himbo strength. Shall I make a roll for it, or can we safely assume that Winfred does not fuck this up?
No, give me an athletics check.
Both of us?
I'm good at those.
No, just Winfred.
You're just being thrown.
Yeah, you're being thrown.
And at this point, you're dead weight.
Yeah. That is a.
Hey, I don't weigh much.
That is a clean 23.
Okay, yeah. So, you heft and then throw silently throw Pauly through the air. There is a bit of a ruffle of just from his, feathers flying through the air in general. But Pauly, you get you're throwing like a lawn dart up at this derro, who gives a bit of a bit of a cry of alarm.
I was hoping though before that, I want to, while doing this, I want to do my soupy boy shit and then just try grapple him the second I get close.
This is
cover
the
his mouth.
most Looney Tunes shit we've ever done. I love it so
I'm
much.
expecting us to run and there's just going to be like a fake tunnel. And I'm going to run into that. I'm going to roadrunner the shit out of that, dude.
Cool. What was the...
Basically, yeah, just if the lawn darting was good, I want to be aimed at him and then just glomp him. Yeah.
All of the zombies are alerted.
Alright, what we're going to do is give me an initiative contest, Pauly, because I want to see if you act, or you get to him and act sort of faster than this guy. Where's his...
18.
I was going to say, I will guidance you, but you're already in the air.
Yeah.
I jump and reach for his foot. No, that won't work.
It's not good. It's not good for you.
Oh shit!
As you come flying at this creature, he sort of crouches back and then he throws a rock at you. So we're gonna make an he's gonna make an attack roll against you here. Let's use his bow. The arrow or the rock he throws glances you in the wing. You're gonna take 3 bludgeoning damage.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge that because it sounds sick.
Yeah, so you just okay. So here's what you barrel roll, avoiding is it alien roll where you actually which is what they do in Star
Fox.
Fox.
A little bit.
Yeah. The rock goes sailing past you as you pounce on this creature, and as you grab this derro and sort of pin them, or attempt to sort of pin them to the ground, you hear the crack, crack, crack clatter of the rock hitting the ground near your friend's feet.
Would I see this rock coming over the cliff?
Sure.
Would I be able to make a acrobatics check to try and quietly jump and just catch it before it hits the ground?
That's sick.
Yeah. Give me an acrobatics check to see if you can catch it.
Come on.
No. In fact, it hits you, and you're going to take 2 bludgeoning damage.
I'll take it.
You put your hand up to grab it
with my mouth?
You want to put your hand up and grab it, and it hits you in the palm, but it's too hard. You didn't absorb the blow, and you just it hurts your hand and clatters to the ground at your feet. And the all lifeless eyes in the room turn to you.
I'll quickly say
this is very
Winfred,
bad.
get up there as quickly as you can. I will buy you some time.
How spiky are these spiky spikes?
I will also guidance
bears.
Winfred as I run. I'll pat him on the shoulder and say, get up there.
What about the bears?
So I'm going to give you the cave bear in combat. I think the other 2 bears are hanging back.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Also, have you named the bears?
What kind of
Winfred?
ability check would I need to get up that cliff face?
It'll be an athletics check to
Be an
climb.
athletics check. Okay.
And if you're not good enough, there's a chance that you'll sort of scrape and scratch yourself on the shards of metal.
Okay. Shit, we are full Mufasa-ing this.
Would it be fair to say that Winfred would be able to signal to the bear to be quiet?
Otherwise,
I'm gonna work out another way.
That's a question. Do you ask Winfred that?
I'm just assuming. I could be wrong, but I'm just assuming, like, because like Timmy raises a good point. What about the bears? Like, we can't get the bear.
Yeah,
up there
I
right
don't
now.
want to leave. I don't want to leave the bears down here because I'm still building trust with them.
Yeah.
So the cave bear's kind of with you, Winfred. The other two are kind of were hanging back, especially with the smell of death. They were, having to be convinced to come forward. In game terms, it's mostly just so I have less things to keep track of. And if you escape to the southeast, you will be able to pick up the bears in your wake. Obviously, the bears aren't going to be able to climb up a cliff.
I want to do something stupid.
All right. Well, we're gonna roll
Timmy,
initiative.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay. I want to do something stupid. I want to go and get the other bears, and I want to try and like meet them around the other way. Like I want to go down here, if it lets me signal. It's not letting me
to the
signal.
southeast.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, I want to go down to that other entrance. I want to see if I can get through that way, because like even if I get up that cliff, there's no guarantee that the other cave bear is going to get up that cliff. And I don't really want to leave him in a room with a bunch of, decrepit zombie mushrooms.
That's why I was asking about the bears. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, actually, mind you, like that's probably not a terrible idea. You can run away, and then someone can distract.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone can distract as you escape, and I'll hit tight
just
this
leave
bear.
Sawn to the room of zombies.
That's fine. I said I would. I gave Winfred guidance, and I was like, go.
Can you all give me an initiative roll, please?
Yes. Will mine from previous be the case, or no? Do another one?
Just do another one. It'll be easier.
Sure.
That's okay. I'm just slowly dying. Don't mind me.
22.
I'm just gonna roll it on D&D Beyond because my
That's fine.
table's fucking up. Initiative. I said initiative.
So yeah, as the crack of the stone hits, bounces at your feet, Sawn, the 4 sets of eyeless lids and the 3 sets of lifeless eyes turn to you, and there's a bit of a as they start moving towards you.
I rolled a 5 on my initiative.
Excellent. A 5 total?
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Well, Sawn is a lot better than that and gets to go first.
Sawn is going to find a way to... Darkness doesn't work because they're blind. I'm assuming they have blind sight, so it doesn't matter. I will reiterate until... Yeah, I will tell Winfred to go. And
I'm gonna take the cave bear and I'm gonna start running back down that hallway and pick up the other bears along the way. I know that's gonna be unsuccessful, but hear me out. And then I'm gonna go down the other hallway.
I've got a plan. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run over here to the foot of the cliff.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm gonna run to here, in between these two. And because they are all very, very, very susceptible to sound, I'm going to look over to Winfred and like do the gesture to like cover your ears.
I cover the cave bear's ears.
And I'll do my best to not. I think, what is it? Immediately, each creature within 10 feet of me. But they can be heard for up to 300 feet. Okay, so anything within 300 feet hears a very loud thunderclap, and I disappear. That is 18. They have to make a DC 15 con save. And I appear at the top of the cliff. And what I'm trying to do is draw them all over to that sound.
One of them saves, one of them doesn't, and says at half damage, is it?
I believe so. I will double check.
Well, one of them is just obliterated by the noise. He's sort of knocked down, and yeah. Oh wait, he's a zombie. Oh, it's fun. They're fun. All right. So the one of the Grimlock's zombies is kind of knocked down and sort of knocked up against one of the sort of rocks in the room, one of the stalagmites. However, you see him. Was it saving throw? 5 plus the damage taken.
Oh, actually, 1?
No. So he moves a little bit more, but then his arm falls off and he just collapses. It looks like he was sort of about to get back up, but didn't. The other one is going to take half damage, which is half of 18 is 9, and he's kind of, knocked about a bit as well, but is still standing, although looking, well, I'd say worse for wear, but he's a zombie, so
can't get much worse than that.
Exactly.
Would I be able to gather if they all heard it? Like
oh yeah. They all heard that kaboom, and are moving over to where that sound came from. Now, do you appear in a thunderclap as well, or just when you disappear?
No, it's just when I leave.
Okay. Yeah.
I just sort of rematerialize at the top.
Yep.
I'm just sort of like Misty Step. Like I think the second half of it's like Misty Step. You just appear again.
Misty Step, but with more kaboom.
Yeah, with more pizzazz.
It was supposed to be a kaboom. I was promised an earth-shattering kaboom.
I'll double check.
Is that your movement or your action?
That's my action.
Cool.
Thunder Step is an action.
All right. Anything else?
Must be to appear on this creature. Yeah, there's no sound when I land. And then I will, judging by them coming over, I'll just I'll say to Pauly, find something to throw. We are going to throw things to distract them over, and I will signal where my signal is showing, over behind them, so that we can make our way out to the southwest when we need to.
Oh, my body hurts.
And then I don't think I have anything else that I can bonus action. The only bonus action I really have is Healing Word. So yeah, that's it. And cool. I'll just sort of take a knee up here and just look over the edge.
Yeah, you see the especially the Grimlocks that were kind of nearby shuffle over to sort of your last location where that sound came from. One of the and sort of the Duragar zombies start shuffling over. One of them though does, as it makes its way over, gets close to Winfred and kind of turns its blind head and starts shuffling over to where you are, Winfred, and tries to grab at you.
No stealth check count for shit anymore, or are we out of stealth?
What was your stealth check?
Like a 19.
Excellent question. What are zombies here? Undead Fortitude. So, the Duragar zombie sort of shuffles over, sort of turns its head lifelessly. You hear sort of the cracking of bones in its neck as it turns over towards you. And it kind of walks over to where you and the cave bear are, sort of sitting silently. You with your paws over the cave bear's ears, and the Duragar kind of looks almost directly through you in the darkness.
Some horror movie shit.
And it's just
this is some survival horror shit, and I hate it.
And then it hears the sort of the sound of Pauly, I assume, is about to be making sound, seeing he's just tackled someone, and it sort of turns its head and starts to walk away a little bit more.
Yeah, no, definitely Pauly's the second he fucking hits this guy, he's like, Wah!
Yeah.
he's the shittiest rogue, but the best swashbuckler.
Yeah.
I'm going to not do anything. It's not my turn. Never mind.
The cave bear sits there waiting for it. It'll act on your turn, I think, Winfred, or at your initiative. But it sort of it sort of held their tents ready to attack this creature that came up to it. You can feel it sort of vibrating with, tensing muscles, ready to strike as you've got your paws around its head.
Like when you're holding a dog by the scruff.
Yeah, but it very calmly, in terms of in the grand scheme of things, doesn't move. And we go to Pauly's turn, and then it'll be the derro, and then Winfred.
Okay.
I'm gonna, for my action, I'm gonna try grapple this derro, and then tie him up with the rope.
Okay. So this will be to grapple him, I believe, you have to do a strength athletics. He's though going to try and wriggle out of the way with his acrobatics.
So I'm athletics.
Yeah. Yes, you definitely. So you sort of pounce. Well, why don't you describe it to me? How you come out of the air and
let's keep this Looney Tunes thing going, right?
Yeah.
I want it to be like a cloud of like feathers and fists and like feet coming out. You know what I mean? Like the head every now and then. For some reason, Winfred's in that fucking cloud. You know what I mean? Completely defying any laws of physics.
Boom, pops his head out of the cloud.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff, and then it just rocks up. First, I'm tied up. First I'm tied up, and then the cloud comes back, and then he's tied up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you restrain the derro at the top of this cliff. You've sort of restrained him with your rope. I'll let that be obviously one of your attacks if you wanted to use your second attack as part of your action.
I want to use my second attack as my bonus action, and I want to fire the very, very loud boomcree down at the closest Duragar. The closest Duragar, not the weird thingo. So that one just there. If you see it where my mouse is, I'll shoot at him. I understand it's a pistol, but I'm never going to call it a pistol. It just feels wrong calling it.
No, that's fine. I mean, you can rename it in D&D Beyond. I think you can give it a custom name.
Can I? Good. I'm going to do that.
Like a gunblade.
Oh, I'll do it after I've actually rolled.
Okay. 15 will hit. So there's a loud boom. So in the course of half a second, there's been an explosion of a thunderclap of sound down at the bottom of the cliff, and then another one up above. You hear sort of the dust and rocks kind of come loose from the ceiling and fall to the ground, tinkling around, and this bullet kind of rips through. Can you give me the damage for this, please?
Sure. 15.
Do you get the sneak attack damage because he's standing near an ally? Kind of.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, so 6 piercing damage. And does it have a secondary function in the description?
Let me check.
Upon a hit, everything within 5 feet of the target must make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, yep, that's correct. Everything within 5 feet of the target must make a dex saving throw or suffer 1d8 fire damage.
Yeah, can you roll that 1d8 for me, please?
Sure. DC equal to... Must make a dexterity saving throw DC equal to 8 plus your proficiency plus your dexterity modifier. What would that be? I guess... do I have proficiency with this? Probably not.
No, probably not. But your dex is still +4, so it's 8.
Yeah, dex is really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 12. I mean, you could get proficient with it one day. I think that's the plan.
Definitely want to, yeah. 7.
Cool. All right, so the fire rips out and ignites one of these things. And it, the zombie falls to the ground dead on fire, everything within 5 feet. Yeah, just so those two. So despite hitting the Duragar zombie, the sort of explosion of flame upon hit engulfs one of the Grimlock zombies, and the one that had been battered by Sorn's thunder step, and it goes down in flames and just collapses face first into the ground.
Perfect. And then I'm probably just gonna go like, yeah, I'm up here, you little pricks, as my like free action. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just kind of like with him tied up, I'm like, I'll put like 1 foot, like, you know, above the barrier, and then just taunt them.
Yeah, so you're just like looking down at them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. As sort of more, one of the other Duergar kind of shuffles forward, and so on. All right, the guy that is restrained, he's going to use his. He's going to try and use his entire action to kind of try and wriggle free of your rope, and you sort of have your foot down on him. So I'm going to give him an acrobatics check. You get to make a. I'll let you make a check with advantage.
For acrobatics?
Yeah, if you're trying to like, because he's trying to wriggle out and you're trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, basically, I've got 1 foot on him and 1 foot on the 1 foot on the barricade. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's just kind of like yelling at you, while you're yelling obscenities at you while trying to wriggle free. Yeah. But you're used to this. You've held down Nesbit before, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, can you give me an athletics or acrobatics check with advantage?
23.
Yeah. So there's a moment where he's about to kind of slip out, but then you're able to kind of get the foot on, get the boot in.
I can use like the dexterous talons. You know what I mean, to kind of like just hold him in place.
Yeah. Winfred.
Okay. I've been thinking about this for a long time. You want to hear my plan?
Go for it.
Run. So I'm going to get the cave bear, and I'm going to like sort of like take my hand off his ears, tap him, and be like, "Let's go!" And then I'm going to like sneakily run back down the other way.
Sneakily run? Are you being stealthy or are you being fast?
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
I think they're mutually
exclusive. You got to be one or the other. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sneaky.
Sneaky it is.
Okay. Give me another stealth check.
Okay.
You've got us fucking distracting them as best we possibly can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. That's one stealth check. That's a natty one.
That's not great. So
I just it's like the situation with the fucking clicker up in my face was so tense. I turn around, go to run, I just let out the worst fart you've ever heard. It fucking reverberates through those caves.
Yeah.
Even the cave bear looks at me and he's like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
Yeah. And you sort of start booking it with that full speed. You're intending to kind of go slowly, but unfortunately, maybe your hindquarters weren't quite as informed.
They weren't on board.
Yeah. So you kind of start legging it, making a lot of noise, and all of these creatures sort of, or at least half of them, kind of turn. Actually, you did made a very loud noise. So a third resounding boom echoes through the cavern, and all the other creatures kind of turn to start looking at you. But you have that was your movement, and the bear is kind of keeping pace with you. You also have your action.
Okay. I'm gonna. Can I use my action to dash?
You absolutely can.
Wait, hang on. Where are the other bears in this scenario? Are they like you know, a few hundred meters down the other side, or like?
Yeah, they're sort of back down the corridor at the intersection.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just use my action to dash.
Yep.
How far can I go?
So as you run, you easily sort of pace out of this room. And whilst some of the Duergar kind of or zombies start moving in that direction, they are shambling slowly. You and the bear easily outpace them.
Don't worry, Timmy. I got an idea.
We cut.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Yep. We cut back to Sorn, Pauly, and the derro on top of the ridge here, with some of the zombies still sort of sitting down there, they're kind of like looking up but shambling around because they can sort of hear something up there, but they obviously can't get up there. Some of them walk over to the wall and just sort of shuffle back and forth. Sorn, what do you do?
All right, so do I like hear Winfred's reverberated fart?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone.
All right, so as I hear that fart, how high up the cliff face are we?
It's 15. It's 15 feet high.
15 feet up. All right, I just need to check something real quick. How far? Would it be safe to assume that like Winfred being behind cover and like down there as well? Like, is there like a height difference between where we are to the ground here and from the ground here to where Winfred is?
Oh yeah. As in,
right. Like, is there like another ledge down that like Winfred's gone like down or something? Like he would be. I'm trying
not necessarily, but he's kind of like turned a corner for sure. He's probably out of line of sight.
Right, I got a better idea. I'm gonna move over here, so I am like more than 100 feet away from Winfred and the bear.
Cool.
Like, because of the fucking like with the height as well.
Yeah,
15 feet.
We live in a non-Euclidean world where diagonal just seems to be the same as up and down. It's really bizarre.
Didn't you hear? This is Looney Tunes night.
It's Looney Tunes land. But
well, if he falls off, he's going to hang in the air for about 5 to 10 seconds, hold a sign that says, uh-oh, then fall.
As I hear the fart, I'm going to let out a careful spelled thunderclap. And I'm going to make sure that Pauly passes that.
Okay.
So that Pauly doesn't take any damage from that at all. And that is a DC 15 con save for everything else in the room.
This is the equivalent of like one of the boys covering for you when you're in like a group of girls.
That's literally what I texted Dylan. I was like, say you did the fart.
So everything
farts and I just kick like a pot off the cliff.
Like, do you want me to do a con save too?
No. So everyone within a so this is an interesting one. I ran into this with another group. It's a cantrip. So its range is everything within 5 feet takes the damage. Everyone within 100 feet can hear it though.
All right, well that's all right. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to cover up the fart.
Yeah. So everyone, including Winfred, hears like what sounds like you heard, like you felt and heard like the loud trumpet pants of Winfred, and then it's almost like Winfred while you're booking it, it's almost like your trumpeting has taken on a life of its own, and there's a massive kaboom, and you even hear like a stalactite drop from the roof and crash into the ground somewhere behind you.
I sort of like look back and I'm like, Jesus, what did I eat? And then keep going.
Yeah.
So that I unticked the sorcery point for that.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have to careful spell that, by the way.
Cool. Yeah. But I'm just like making as much noise over here as possible.
Yeah. So the creatures that did turn and go after Winfred are sort of coming back now, and are trying to move back to the edge of that wall, and like like zombies in a zombie film, are just sort of at the bottom of the wall, kind of like bumping into the wall itself, trying to get to where the sound is above them.
And then I'll also say to Pauly, again, I'll reiterate my point. Make a noise as far behind them as you can. And just take another knee, and I'm just like looking down at the maw of zombies. Or I'll just say to Pauly, go. Join Winfred, go. And then
no. I'm not leaving you. It's fine. Winfred has three. Winfred has 3 fucking bears with him. He's fine.
Yeah, but I'm also fine because I can bring this guy with us.
No, it's okay. No, because I want to see what's down this way. So like look, it'd be fine. And I'll literally say that while this guy's struggling under me, and then foot up, and I'm just waving the pistol at the zombies. I'm like, no, it's fine, mate. Don't worry. All right, we'll stick together for now. Winfred will be fine. I probably won't do much this turn. In all honesty, I might even just slap the derro a little bit, and then check his knots.
Yep. Yeah, I think
really
we can kind of drop out of combat initiative order here with you kind of well secured, and between the two of you, I think you can kind of keep him secured, right?
Yeah.
I'm standing on the rope.
Yeah. So you've got this the derro under control. As you hear the sort of shuffling and moaning of zombies beneath you.
Are these like Shaun of the Dead, like moaning zombies, like
Last of Us zombies? They're all fungal.
Oh yeah, they do have some fungal growths, but it mostly
so they
is,
look like my hat.
not in a fun way though. Like these more look like it's almost like the Grimlocks are almost like the clickers. You know, their eyes are didn't have eyeballs before, but now they're sort of like fungus growing inside the eye sockets. And they seem to actually have a pretty good idea of where you are, perhaps using even better sort of blind sight or keen senses, but obviously can't get up to you where you are. They don't seem to be mentally capable of climbing.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm just making as much noise to bring them as close to this rock face as possible until I can figure out a way to like drop it on them.
Yeah. And what are you doing, Pauly?
I'm just gonna slap this derro around and go, "Oi!" And just like speak him a little backhand. He's like, "Do you speak common?"
He kind of yells at you in undercommon and under gnomish derro-ish or whatever it is that he kind of speaks. Sorn can pick up 1 in 3 words that he spits at you, Pauly. And most of what he spits at you is curses and rants and sort of swear words.
Right.
Can I just for illustration's point, as he swears at Pauly, I'm just gonna slap him across the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna like put one of my like feet around his throat because I'm guessing he's quite small, correct?
Yeah.
So I want to wrap the toes around his throat like I would be on a branch, and then just like kind of like intimidate him, like by like just like scratching him slightly on the neck with my talons, and then just go, "This could be done very, very easily, or it could be done fucking hard," and then just like really look menacing.
Yeah. All right, give me an intimidation check.
I really should get more in intimidation. I do it a lot.
I should have guidance that. God damn it.
13. That's all
right. So the derro sort of unafraid sort of looks back at you and can kind of get so he's able to sort of choke out a few words. And he says, "Narak will avenge me. You
Narak.
Kill me here, and you will have to face the Demogorgon."
Oh!
I'm sorry, fucking what?
All right. I'm gonna pick this little prick up, like by the ropes, and then just dangle him over this barricade and go, "What the?" And just go, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" Like get like like really aggressive. And then who the fuck is Narak? You know what I mean? And then really, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I'm as far away as I am right now.
Yeah. You're making like we cut back to Winfred and him and the 3 bears. So it's Goldie Fred and the 3 bears picking their way through the tunnels, trying to find another way up to that area, making their way past where they were before, and so on. And then we snap back. Pauly's dangling this derro off the cliff. He's getting scratched by the shards of metal on the edge of the wall. The zombies are kind of trying to reach up and grab at his boots as he swings back and forth.
I'm definitely like dangling him over there and like then picking him up. I'm watching for the zombies to reach for him and they're going, "Ah!"
Can I, if we're out of like combat initiative, Can I try something? I just want to pull out that copper rod, the copper tube. and just hold it in front of his face and see how he reacts.
Yeah. He tries to sort of he's way out of range. You easily like move it out of the way, but he tries to like bite at it to like grab it with his teeth. And he says he snaps at you, Sorn, in Undercommon, because he can't understand Pauly, clearly. He snaps at you, Sorn, and says, "That is not yours. That is ours. It's our tool. The stone giants will bow to Aaraock. You will all bow to Aaraock."
Stone giants.
The stone giants are the ones that I have to help.
Yeah.
So I'll just say back to him.
Encounter a stone giant recently?
Well, we encountered the stone giant the second we got
the one that I had to like fucking the one we knocked out in the city. I have to go back to heal them.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna say to him,
"They are tools of Aaraock. Aaraock is wise. The stone giants will pave the way for him."
I'll say, "Good to know," and I'll just pop it back in my pack.
No, there's not yours.
He keeps saying this bloody Aaraock word. Who the fuck is this Aaraock?
I'll look at Pauly. I'll be like, right. Who the fuck is Aaraock? And I will intimidatingly spit off the edge towards the zombies.
Yeah. One of the you just like a globule of your spit just like hits one of the zombies as it's obviously like staring up just on its sightless eye.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Nice.
We've hit we're at the horror and body horror portion of the D&D
absolutely
campaign.
Yeah like the Looney Tunes went like it's actually now it is Happy Tree Friends.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Things are about to get bad.
Yeah, is this Aaraock a bloody swear word I should know from the Undercommon?
Yeah, so I'm just like, who is Aaraock?
Aaraock the unclean. Aaraock the fungal lord. He has been spoken to. He is the chosen of him. And
did you just say the unclean? Does he need a bath?
He is the dirtiest of us all. And the Lord Demon, the Lord Demon, the most powerful of demons, has seen the uncleanliness of Aaraock and blessed him.
I'll tell Pauly that he's talking about a Lord Demon. He mentioned the word Demogorgon. Does this ring any bells for you?
Yeah, no, we don't really want to mess with that Demogorgon. Last time it happened, I had this whole sick, montage thing with Nesbit. Didn't end up too well. Try to blast the stalactite down. Didn't work. Just kept singing, there goes my hero.
Winfred still suffers from post-traumatic
stress.
Yeah,
Winfred's still a little bitch about it. He just doesn't know how to handle it.
Fuck you.
Hey, this is before World War One, okay? Before they even called it shell shock. In the medieval days, it's just a bitch syndrome.
I'm just gonna go. Well, I'm gonna say to Pauly, give me his binds and trust me on this. He seems to be a follower of this Demogorgon.
Use that copper rod as a carrot on a stick.
Look, I was gonna this is just out of character now. I have this really cool way that I want to just murder this guy. Do you want to keep him alive?
No.
Perfect.
No,
all
no.
good. All good. Aaraock this, Aaraock that. Yeah, well, Aaraock you too, prick. And then just drop him to the fucking zombie.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was just gonna kick him off the edge.
Just Mufasa.
Yeah. So, Jakub,
yes.
I would like to give you an interesting meta choice here. Would you like Winfred to appear just before to see this, or just after, so that it's? You tell me. When does Winfred appear? When does Winfred
Hang on. I'm gonna find a coin. And I'm gonna flip it. Hang on a second.
You can just roll a 1d2.
No.
In D&D Beyond.
You know what? That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. I was gonna roll like an actual coin, but that's a better idea. /roll.
So 1 is you get there in time. 2 is you get there too late.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So
I'll get there just in time.
As you and the 3 bears
look to the east on the 5th day.
You walk out of the tunnel.
The globules behind Winfred as he walks in as well.
You've gone around this
up over the hill.
You've gone through this super long way to kind of get there. You had to like backtrack around past the cultist pen kind of place, the derro pens.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of appear. You see the sort of well lit room. Your two friends silhouetted on top of the ridge. You can hear the zombies on the other end, and you see Pauly dangling a rope over the edge. And then you hear those final words. Timmy, do you want to just break us off that again?
Yeah, done. Narak this. Yeah, well, Narak you too, and then just drop him.
Yeah. And then you just hear screaming and sort of the feasting of flesh, the tearing of flesh,
Gross.
and then the screaming eventually stops. But you feel that maybe it'll carry on in your mind for a lot longer.
As the screaming subsides, would it be fair to say that they're all in a bit of a pack?
Sure. Yeah.
Can I just drop a vial of acid off the side?
Yeah.
All right. So that is a 2d6.
So basically, the moral of this campaign today is don't leave Sword and Pauly by themselves, or they'll go murdering.
So that's 7.
Oh boy, here I go, kill it again.
7 acid damage to whichever it hits.
Yeah. So for the fun of narrative's sake, we'll say that you drop it down at the exact point where the derro was or is, because that's sort of that center mass. They've all sort of piled in, and whilst the derro has stopped screaming, possibly because their vocal cords have been ripped out, all they can see left is they're looking up. They see you drop something shiny, and like what's left of them reaches up for it, and it just shatters and just rain of acid, floods all over that derro and his assailants, and just bits and pieces of the zombie. I mean, they were already falling apart, but even more so, all of them just start losing, their skin starts burning off. They don't react in pain, and the derro certainly dies, but they're all looking pretty worse for wear.
Nope.
Alright, well, bugger this. That prick wasn't any use, and Winfred, I've got to tell you something I'm not really happy about. There's a reason why that prick had to die pretty quickly.
I imagine this conversation is like, remember in Kung Fu Panda how they're talking from like either side of the lake?
I'd say after that, Pauly's not gonna watch the dude get fucking eaten. That's just not.
Are you talking to Winfred or Sword?
Talking to you, man.
Oh, okay.
You. I said Winfred.
So I'm back with the party.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
Yeah, that's
what we were saying was
we threw him off the cliff.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll probably spit off the edge and then fucking walk off.
Yeah,
okay.
Instead of me spitting, I threw acid.
Yeah. Because Pauly, he doesn't care if they die. It's not about that. But he's not going to watch him. He's not going to get pleasure out of it.
Son watches until the very last minute, and he walks away. Son's seen some shit in the Underdark, and he's just like, fucking hated that guy. Because that guy was an asshole. You deserved it.
But yeah, Winfred, there's something we need to tell you, and you're not gonna like it.
What was it?
On
a scale of 1 to 10, how much am I not gonna like this? Do I have to cover my ears while you tell me?
Cover the cave bear's ears.
Okay. I don't know what that's gonna do.
Son's just gonna blurt out, because he doesn't know. Son has no prior knowledge. He's gonna say that man mentioned something called the Demogorgon.
As he says Demogorgon, like the words whisper through Winfred's head, and as soon as he says it, he starts having flashbacks of the burning of Sloop de Loop, and I'm gonna make a wild magic surge.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Can Pauly also have a flashback while he has a flashback? Is it okay?
So Pauly, give me a wisdom saving throw to see.
Son will take a step back.
Yeah. So Winfred and Pauly both look into the middle distance.
Am I making a wisdom save on this
I
one?
I wanted this to be stupid. I really did. So this is perfect.
Pauly's is a wisdom save. So actually, can you first though give me a D20, Winfred?
Yep.
To see how extreme this post-traumatic stress is.
Okay.
Can Pauly's
That's a 6.
Can Pauly's flashback just be like a montage of him like dive bombing with Nesbit while Foo Fighters plays in the background?
Yeah.
And then just all he says is sick.
With that terrible wisdom save, I'll get to yours in a sec, Jacob. With that terrible wisdom save, like you relive that moment, and it changes. The music changes from the fun Foo Fighters to like is it Flight of the Valkyries or whatever?
Flight of the Valkyries.
I thought we were doing Fortunate Son. That's what we were doing.
And you keep remembering, not that you broke the stalactite and it fell, and you sort of held on to Nesbit. Like you keep remembering it as if you dropped Nesbit and you lost him, and you sort of get a cold sweat up your feathers. And I'm gonna get you to roll in a sec, but I want to see what happens to Winfred. Winfred, this is quite moderate. This is moderate, so this is sort of down the middle.
Okay.
But now roll the D100, please.
1 D100 coming right up.
Are you back? I'll still be able to hear you guys.
57.
57?
Yep.
You immediately gain 15 temporary hit points. So, your body,
pleasant one.
Goes into shock and sort of throws up a barrier around you of light. So you have 15 temporary hit points going into our next combat.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit there. I'm just gonna stand back a little bit and he can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. Can't hurt me. Can't hurt me. And the temporary shield comes up.
Yeah, and you feel better. You feel somewhat protected. You feel like you're in your happy place.
Upon seeing this happen and how Winfred reacts, and I want to use guidance, but can I try and use it in a way that it's more of a calming thing? So there's no benefit to it, but just a calming thing.
Just what do you do in a roll? So instead of guidance as I'll understand. Yeah, meta wise, definitely you're using guidance, which helps him with a roll. But what does that look like in terms of, are you tapping into Talos to ask for assistance? Yeah.
So I would see Winfred invisible distress. And saying he can't hurt me sort of thing. And I'll make my way over. I place my hand on his non-threateningly, non-jarringly, place my hand out onto his shoulder and say, "Are you okay, my friend? Nothing will hurt you here. You are okay." And I'll cast guidance.
Would he be able to put his hand on my shoulder, or would he stop at the barrier?
I think
considering the kind of barrier that it is sort of like a trigger word sort of thing.
You tell me. How do you want to play it?
I want this sort of force field to be one way. So anything coming into the force field stops at sort of you see the energy sort of condense on this one space where it's trying to enter. But Winfred could put his hand out and touch the hand at the barrier, so he can get out. He can get out of that barrier. He can reach out of that barrier. But anything trying to come in, even if it is a calm word or anything, can't come back.
Mm-hmm. So, Sean, you're sort of not rebuffed. You're not bounced back or anything. But you feel a solid surface. Yeah, it's almost like he's wearing armor that you're putting your hand on. But then when he lays his paw on your hand, you can feel those bear beans. Those toe beans.
Think of it it feels like glass, and it looks like light is just bending around that area where his hand is.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna roll. Actually, Timmy, you back? No, he's not. Okay.
I am here, though. I can hear you guys.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
roll
roll
back in. Sorry.
A D20 to see how this sort of PTSD affects you.
Sure.
Yeah, D20, please. Or do you want me to just roll it for you?
That's right. Alright, there we go. Sorry, here we go. 4.
That's lucky. Cool. Now roll a D100, please.
80. Eight. Sorry, 8.
8 out of 100. God damn.
Oh, 0. 8.
0, 0. So I just saw the 0, so I thought it was 80.
Yeah. Let me send you something.
Oh no.
Let me think on that.
Yeah.
I'll figure something out.
Okay. And I'm just gonna I just sent you another little thing. Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah. So, Winfred and Sorn having this sort of soft moment with each other while Pauly's looking into the middle distance, just hearing like, and the sort of bombing of London / Sloop-to-Loop.
Yeah. Pauly is going to hold tight on both his pistol and his rapier and keep them jarred, but essentially just imagine he's kind of like got like the pistol holstered and the rapier holstered, and at any second he might just bring them out and then put them back in, and then bring them out and then put them back in, and then, you know, it's kind of like he's drawing them, like, you know, getting a bit nervous, but he's putting it back in, and it's just continual.
Cool. Love it.
So, like, you know, like it's like his senses are telling him there's a threat incredibly nearby, but he can't see it, and he's like, no, it's fine, and then he goes, wait, no, it's fine.
Oh, so he's suffering an anxiety attack.
Yes.
Yeah. He can hear the combat music, but he doesn't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, we've all, yeah. I mean,
how does Sorn react to this?
Sorn just doesn't know.
No, like, how does Sorn react to watching, like, his new compatriots, like, have a full-blown anxiety breakdown?
That's why Sorn tried to calm Winfred. Because he's seen it, and he doesn't like when his friends are in distress. And he considers them friends now because they've been together long enough.
That's cute.
They've been through some shit, so he's like trying to calm the nerves and help everyone out. But he's like, Sorn is visibly distressed by it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he doesn't understand why it's happening because he hasn't really been told the story of what happened in Sloop-to-Loop or anything yet. So he's just like,
he hasn't watched. He hasn't subscribed to the channel. He hasn't watched the old VODs yet.
He doesn't have access to the VODs yet. Okay.
Yeah. He's got to get back to the ship for that. They're all stored there.
Yeah. In like little gems.
Yeah, little pods, if you will, that can be cast by a wizard. So Winfred, you've sort of put your barriers up, literally and figuratively. But you also, it sounds like you acknowledged Sorn's comfortingness.
Yes.
And meanwhile, Pauly's just sort of like seeming a bit agitated, perhaps. You know, holstering. His weapons. You know, sort of the equivalent of perhaps a leg bouncing or a you know, looking around nervously. And what was all fun and games and murder moments ago now becomes a little bit sad, and, you know, we're not raising money for Beyond Blue, but maybe we should be, you know what I mean? Like, because even adventurers can go through some rough shit. So common folk like us, of course, maybe need some help. But what does the party want to do from here?
I reckon we should keep moving.
Yeah.
So
agreed. Let's go find these fuckers. If they need these stone giants, they're probably trying to amass other things. Maybe they do want a dragon egg. You know, and then this whole time still he's just like, you know, like puts his weapon back down, you know, and then brings it back out and then brings it back in. Not stopping. Like, this is not going to stop.
Yeah.
It's just a constant state.
Oh, what's going on here?
So Winfred, you came from sort of the southern area. To make your way up this path.
Discord is not responding.
Oh.
So I might drop out for a second here.
Control R. we'll completely refresh.
Control
On Discord as well.
Yeah, on Discord, Control R generally refreshes the entire app.
Fuck yeah. Learn something new every day.
I did.
I knew there was a reason why we invited you, Dylan.
It's because I do the streamer things
You're
and
our
I learn
tech bro.
things because of it.
That's right. Yeah, so Winfred, you
We
came
gotta
from...
turn it off and on again.
Winfred came from the south. And met up with you guys. There's another corridor that sort of wraps around and heads up northeast. Or there was sort of more corridors heading down southwest that he went through in this labyrinthian area.
Oh, is my D&D not working either? I think everything froze.
Well, I don't think you necessarily need to see what's happening. We have lost your visual, but that's fine. Why don't you tell me in the theater of the mind? Which way is the party doing? Where are they going? What is their goals? What are their hopes and dreams?
World peace.
I want to find this bloody dragon egg. So if there's like, maybe we can use your powerful like schnoz one more time, and see if you can get a scent of something similar to Ember Chad.
I can give it a red hot crack once I'm back in.
I'll also say to the party,
Back in the game.
Maybe we go see the rock giants and see what they know.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We'll definitely do that too. I just think while we're down here, because that's back up near the surface. We know where they kind of came from.
Yeah, they're near where we had to search for this
Yeah.
egg though. So that's why I was
Was
thinking
it?
maybe we go. Yeah, like they were. Was it Cairngorm or something like that?
We weren't given any specific place for where the egg would be.
They're in the Cairngorm cavern. No.
We weren't given
side,
any.
yeah.
Yeah, we weren't giving any specific place where the egg should be.
Yeah, but I'm thinking because they are down here, they're in this.
Oh, they
area.
are? Okay.
Those are different tunnels.
That's what I thought, because we didn't go
Okay.
down that way. Like they came bursting out from pretty much where our ship was,
Yeah.
and then we didn't go that way to get down to here, or anywhere near.
I'm gonna do a perception check. I'm gonna use my schnoz, and we can get a better idea of what we're doing next.
Looking for dragons, eggs.
I'm smelling for dragons.
Babby dragon egg.
Like imagine it smells like burnt things, and that's a 19, so 23.
So with the schnoz to the ground, snoofling around, you pick up a scent that is a little bit similar to that Ember Chad scent.
Mm-hmm.
And you start making your way through the tunnels, leading them through the darkness, lit sort of only by Sorn's dancing lights. Sorn, of course, you see perfectly well in these damp, dark conditions. But I'll get... Sorn, can you give me a survival check, please, as you're making your way through these? Because you are sort of trained in these kind of places.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
a 17.
Yeah. Let me just check. Yeah. So as you know, Winfred's just sort of following his nose, not really able to see that well, even with the sort of dim light. You are though able to spot a what is it here? You sort of hold them back, and a number of quasits sort of walk past it at one of the intersections, and you're able to sort of hold the party back. You kind of hear them coming, and hold them back to prevent them from seeing you as you guys make your way through. Quasits are these small creatures that look like this.
Creepy fuckers.
Yeah.
Gross.
So a couple of them sort of wander past, and you're able to sort of hold the party back, hearing the sort of scratching. They don't make a lot of noise because they are quite small, and you're able to get the party there out of danger. Eventually, you come to let's move you around here. You sort of find a door that's marked with sort of grey and purple lines, sort of like and sort of gouges made from some kind of sort of burnt into the stone. And you lead the party through, Winfred, further and further deeper into these tunnels. Eventually, let's find my... Oh. I'm just getting all my notes up. Eventually, after a steady upward climb, you're kind of following that nose. The tunnel opens up into a huge, well-lit chamber. The glow of faerzress and bioluminescent fungi compete with shafts of white light that fall upon naturally formed shelves along the walls, as well as a rocky mesa at the center of the cavern. Crudely formed ramps connect the different levels of the mesa up to a height of its two topmost tiers, which are linked by a sturdy bridge. Atop one of those tiers sits a large red egg. Atop the other stands a 50-foot tall obelisk made of smooth black metal with a few noticeable imperfections, as though small parts of it were somehow chipped away. A female Duergar stands close to the obelisk, gently patting and stroking its surface. The obelisk flashes once, and the glow of faerzress around the cavern flares in response. The Duergar seems to sort of squeal with glee as she snatches up an object from the ground and then writes something down in a small notebook. And that's what we'll call it for this week.
Damn, next week's gonna be sick!
Absolutely.
Yeah,
This was good. This was fucking great for a little short stash. It was fucking awesome.
A lot of character building in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking great.
That was fun. You sort of avoided, or you solved my zombie puzzle very deftly. But
That's a first for us, I'll be honest.
just not killing everything in the room.
Yeah. Our general method of, like, if it's dead, it won't notice us, like, did not go ahead tonight. I'm kind of happy for it because my brain is running at like 900 ping right now.
That's why I was like, I'll just fucking like run away. Let me teleport with lots of sound.
Yeah.
And here I was like, oh, Sorn's a... wait, no, you're not a cleric. You're a sorcerer, aren't you? I keep getting this confused. But you're a divine sorcerer. Yeah. That's cool. I was like, cleric, undead, here we go. And then I was completely wrong.
Yeah, no, I don't have very many divine spells. Like most of my spells are all just like flat. Like I've got like ice knife.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, so you've got a cavern ahead of you, and we'll hopefully be able to pick this up next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I know, Tim, you've got to call it there. So I'm just going to close out the stream. Thank you very much for anyone who was watching. Make sure you check out I Am Dylan James on Twitch and TikTok, and of course Winfred over at Mr. Brightside, getting a lot of views. Big 200k boy on the
on the dick measuring contest.
On the dick measuring contest for TikTok. So
we do have to do another one of those.
TikTok is anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you've made it this far, you can read I'll put the links in the description to those guys' TikToks. Very worthwhile. A lot of fun, dumb gaming stuff. So, cool. All right. Thank you all. And
bye.
Goodbye.
I love you guys. I'm gonna go on.